This is tragic.
Yes.
Any idea what's going on here?
Yeah, so I have a location here. I did some research. This is in Zhangzhou, Fujian, which is weird. We covered, remember that pollution episode we did recently?
Yes.
Same district area.
Yes.
Dozens of family members who had kids kidnapped knelt to beg for help in finding their children. This is a huge problem in China, and probably not a problem you want exported to your country. However, while they were doing this, a group of unidentified people wearing masks made a human wall to block people from seeing these parents or the pictures of their kidnapped children.
Yes.
This deepened the public's anger, obviously, and people got very mad. There has been a massive rise in kidnapping of small babies all the way through teenage age.
This is a problem that I've covered on my own channel multiple times. I've made videos about. But kidnapping in China is a huge issue. It's huge. Massive issue. But it's hidden. There are actual dedicated websites set up, for people to try and find their children. But even those websites now are neutered because it's a bad look for China.
Yeah.
Human trafficking is huge in China.
Massive.
Kidnapping is very normal. And there's a very easy way to test this because everybody's going on about like, oh, China's so safe, etc. Ask any Chinese parent, if they're willing to sit at a park and let their kid just go play off and not eagle-eye them all the time.
Yeah.
You know, just go play on the swings or whatever without staring at them 24/7.
Any Chinese parent, and you'll get your answer.
Ask any Chinese parent if they're willing to stand outside of a shop, like a supermarket, and ask the kid to go in and buy a bottle of water or something. You know what I'm saying?
Ask him.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Because every single Chinese parent and grandparent knows how dangerous it is. Kidnapping is just crazy in China. Yeah. Anyway, we've got this particular video is from a number of years ago.
It explains it so well, because that one we just showed you is the other day.
Yes.
And they have human shields around this, because this is when it was kind of tolerated to...
Yeah, I mean... The problem is there have been probably 2 or 3 times in modern Chinese history where this issue has been... the awareness has been raised.
Yeah.
Okay? And every time there's such a big outcry and there's such a big outrage about it, the Chinese government realizes this is very bad for its international image, very bad for social stability in China, so they shut it down.
They have to.
Okay? It's awful. So let's take a look.
It.
Yeah. Let's take a look. There's this little documentary.
A silence heavy with sadness at this demonstration by Chinese parents, all trying to find their missing children. Photos on their posters are often long out of date, but they hold on to hope. There are no official statistics, but what numbers exist are shocking. Between 70 and 200,000 children are believed to be stolen in China every year.
Think about that.
I was in my shop. I left my son playing with 2 other children. He was kidnapped by a man. My son was 4 years old.
Police keep a watchful eye in an extremely rare instance of a public demonstration tolerated by Chinese authorities. Wang Mingqing embodies the hopes of these parents because he found his daughter. In 1994, she was kidnapped by a stranger in broad daylight.
Yes, guys, every
year. For 2 decades, Wang Mingqing put up missing persons posters like these. Previously a fruit seller, he became a taxi driver so that he could look for his daughter while he worked. She wasn't far away.
It took me 24 years to find my daughter, and she was living only 20 kilometers away. 20 kilometers in 24 years. Can you believe that?
Here she is as a teenager, raised in the family of the man who kidnapped her. One day, her grandmother admitted that Qifeng was not her true granddaughter, thus began a long quest to find her real family, in part on these social networks filled with the thousands of faces of children and parents looking for each other. Kidnapping has become a nationwide scourge. 2 years ago, in the middle of the night, a police raid led to the apprehension of a network of traffickers. Some 15 children, boys and girls, were rescued. They were due to be sold, most to parents who have been unable to adopt legally. 70 people were arrested.
Yeah, so
70 to 200,000 children
a year
are kidnapped a year in China.
It's
the population of my hometown is kidnapped every year.
It's a big country.
Yeah.
And it's such a thriving industry because, I mean, as you heard in this, there are plenty of families who cannot legally adopt.
Yes.
Or they cannot have children.
Yeah.
Okay, so they need children because in China, if you don't have a child, you've got no social security. You don't have a child, you have no pension.
Yep.
You don't have a child, when you get old, no one's going to look after you. So you need to have a child. So they kidnap them. Okay?
Unfortunately,
and they buy
there's
them.
way,
but
way
of course,
worse.
that's just the nice side of it, okay? Because they get sold into.
You guys have heard about
You know,
organ harvesting and
Yeah,
things like that.
they're sold into sexual slavery. They're sold into, like you said, organ harvesting. There's all these disgusting other things that happen. But I'm telling you one thing, it's disturbing. And it's such a terrible thing that happens in China, and it hasn't slowed down. That whenever the awareness is raised, the Chinese government wants to shut it up.
That's the thing. These Zhangzhou people that were having an outrage because they were getting blocked by the secret police from bringing awareness. They were saying that it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
I guess my issue with this is that there's like a camera for every person in China now.
I mean, look at this gantry up here. Those are all
This is
cameras.
just an example,
Those are
right?
not birds. Those are cameras.
Yes, there's no birds in China.
Yeah.
My point is, if every single part of the country has the ability to stop crime by identifying the perpetrators with facial recognition and all this kind of stuff, tracking, then why has this potentially increased? Why is this problem increasing? And the scary wake up, cold water on the face moment is when you realize that the government is complicit.
Yeah.
So they'll have these token crackdowns, and yes, there's good cops that do the right thing.
Yes.
The problem is, nationwide, it's such an issue that they want to hide. They don't bring awareness to it. They neuter the websites that used to proliferate and actually help people find their kids.
Yes.
And a lot of the local officials in the CCP are doing it. They're complicit in this. Right.
Well, look, I mean, think about it this way. If you've got a leaky faucet, right, and it's outside, it's a leaky faucet, you either fix it, okay, or you build a little brick wall around it and enclose it so that nobody knows it's there. If nobody knows it's there, it doesn't get fixed.
You're correct.
And that's what happens in China because it's an embarrassment to the CCP that children are not safe and kidnapping is such a big issue, they hide it. And because they hide it, there's no big international outrage. There's no big investigation into it. The spotlight isn't on it. People don't get all riled up about it. It gets left alone and it thrives. Just like that leaky faucet continues to destroy the ground underneath it. Nobody pays attention to it because they can't see it. And if someone notices it and points it out, they get silenced.
You're correct.
There we go.
I remember you left my spirit with you.
They're
It's
so
like, oh,
bad.
you're sweaty and hot from
It's like
delivering cheap food.
so
and you
bad.
Come on in, you know.
Let's just say no one's jostling one loose when they watch these. You know what I mean? You have to have ASMR. You have to have fixing. You have to have organizing. You have to have a pretty woman. What was it? Just stand in the absolute smog and dance it out. Oh, and then she goes, oh, here, you know. You want to drink some water?
It's pretty accurate.
I'm here on the side of the road, puking in front of my shoe.
Yeah.
Taxi comes and hits me. I got the puking blues.